سن لو اپنی بیٹی کے آخری بیان بابا، 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 بند ہونے والی ہے اب میری زبان بابا، سن لو اپنی بیٹی کے آخری بیان بابا، سن لو اپنی بیٹی کے بابا، بند ہونے والی ہے اب میری زبان بابا، سن لو اپنی بیٹی۔
حسبنا اللہ نعم الوکیل نعم المولا و نعم النصیر۔ اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان اللعین الرجیم۔ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ الحمدللہ رب العالمین، والصلاة والسلام علی اشرف الانبیاء والمرسلین، سیدنا و مولانا ابی القاسم محمد وعلی آلہ الطیبین الطاہرین المعصومین، سیما بقیت اللہ العظم، روحی و ارواح العالمین لہ الفدا۔ رب اشرح لی صدری ویسر لی امری واحلل عقدۃ من لسانی یفقہوا قولی۔ The natural inclination for happiness and enjoyment and pleasure that are suppressed in a person must be brought out, must be expressed. They must be released through contemplation and self-reflection. We are talking about enjoyment, the sense of enjoyment and the instinct that we have in our nature to want to enjoy, to want to seek pleasure and ladhat. It is something that is built inside of us. This is suppressed in us. We need to take it out. We need to manifest it. We need to express it. If natural inclinations are not expressed, it becomes problematic for our own psychology. You see, every time people have things that are pent up inside of them, and if they don't take it out, if they don't express it, you see it leads to other psychological problems. It leads to issues with our mind. I want to be happy, I want to enjoy. If those things, those wishes that are not haram, that are not wrong, it is in fact in our nature. If those things are not brought out and expressed and actually taken care of and nurtured, we start to wither away, we start to get frustrated, we start to become miserable, and then we start to get negative. It hurts our relationship with Allah. When a person doesn't enjoy, it hurts his relationship with Allah. Now, if he is doing that in order that he is going to go closer to Allah, or that he is doing it for Allah's sake, then this is worse. It is worse if he is doing it for Allah's sake. Why are you not enjoying? or because I want to go closer to Allah. If that's the reason that you are not enjoying, if that's the reason that you are not having fun, then this is worse. Why? Because now if you're doing it for Allah's sake, that if you don't enjoy for Allah's sake, if you don't have fun for Allah's sake, then you're sacrificing something that is in your nature, that is natural to you. And when you sacrifice something natural to you, then obviously you want recompensation for it. You want to be compensated for it. You want someone to pay you back for these sacrifices you gave. It's like, for example, a husband who tells his wife and kids that I have done so much for you. I worked all these things for you and all these things. I gave all these hard work and I earned all this money just for you all. So obviously he sacrificed a lot of his time in order to earn that money. So now he wants to be compensated for it. The same thing happens with Allah. When we do not enjoy because we think that we want to go closer to Allah, then we feel that now Allah owes us. Allah is indebted to me. You feel entitled before Allah. You feel that now you want Allah to give you happiness because you sacrifice happiness for Allah. This breaks our relationship with Allah. It destroys our relationship with Allah. We think that now Allah, you owe me because all my life I didn't do anything to have fun. I did all these things, and now you better send me to heaven. You better send me to Jannah because I deserve it. Whenever we feel like that, that is the first place where we break our relationship with Allah. And this is destructive to our faith, our relationship with Allah. It just completely nullifies everything. Islam and Allah did not want you to do that. You were meant to enjoy, you were meant to have fun, you were meant to use these blessings that Allah has given you with the way Allah has given blessings to you. In short, because we went through this before, I'm recapping it so that everyone knows where we're going to go from here, right? Whenever the way that it works is this, my friends. First, Allah gives you blessings. He showers you with blessings. He gives you a room full of toys. He wants you to play with those toys. He wants you to enjoy those toys so that you can thank Him for it, that you can sincerely say shukr for it, that you can humbly say, Allah, thank you so much that you gave me this. That helps you build the relationship, and then it goes forward from there. That's where I want to go from here today. So the way that we were supposed to grow was first enjoy the initial blessings that we have. If I have eyes, Allah says go and use these eyes to enjoy. If I have a tongue, Allah says use this tongue to enjoy. If I have feelings or a brain or intelligence or any blessing that Allah has given all of us, Allah is telling you, go ahead and enjoy these things. First, enjoy them thoroughly. And when you enjoy them thoroughly, then you will have it in your heart to thank me. And then from there, we'll start using your mind now. And I'll help you to see how we can use our mind. So this is how Islam was supposed to be, how growth was supposed to be. But what a lot of people did is that they said, no, it's wrong to have fun, it's wrong to enjoy, be serious, be like this, be like that. And what they did is that not only did they ruin their own relationship with Allah, they created an environment among mu'mineen that their relationship with Allah is also suffering. And then no one is happy. Why are you not happy with Allah? Why are you not having a relationship with Allah? Because you haven't learned to enjoy the blessings first. Now, if this is clear, I'll move forward. Send the salawats. You know, when Allah created man with the inclination of enjoyment, so this is in our nature. First, accept that fact. You know, if you accept the fact that this is in our nature to enjoy and to seek pleasure, it's in our nature. You can't get rid of it. It's there. It's there for us, and Allah wants to fulfill that. If this is in our nature, so obviously it is infinite, meaning that we can enjoy forever. We can have fun forever. It is infinite. So obviously Allah has to now fulfill that nature. He has to fulfill it, right? He has to give you the means to enjoy. You know, let's say, for example, Allah gives you only one toy and says, here's your toy, now enjoy forever. I mean, really, you know, how long can you enjoy one toy? Huh? Yeah. Alhamdulillah, yes. Yes, Alhamdulillah, you know, the right one for you, right? Exactly. So, but the fact is that, listen, you know, I mean, if you have like one toy, it's really, forever is a long time. I mean, after living with one wife for one lifetime here, which is only for 20, 30, 40 years, you know, that's not eternity, that's not forever. Now imagine living forever. You see, there has to be means to fulfill that. How does Allah do it? You see, this is what we need to find out. Allah, I know that you want me to enjoy, that's in my nature. And this enjoyment knows no limit. I can go on. So how does this work? How are you, what system did you put in place? What is that system that you put in place that will help me to enjoy forever? So this is what we want to find out, my friends, and it is very simple. The system is this. If you look at pleasures and things that you enjoy, there are two types of pleasures. There are actual pleasures and there are potential pleasures. Actual pleasures are pleasures that you can start enjoying without any effort, without any hard work. You can start enjoying them. Potential pleasures require you to work and put in some effort in order to reach that enjoyment, in order to reach that pleasure. Pay close attention to what I'm saying, because from now on, our speeches are going to take a very, not a U-turn, but a very sharp turn. And I want us to understand this very well, because this is how it is. There are certain pleasures that you have right now you can enjoy, and you are enjoying them. There's no need for you to, you know, work hard for it. For example, when you're hungry, you eat, and you enjoy eating. When you're thirsty, you drink, and you enjoy drinking. When you are tired, you sleep, and you enjoy sleeping. Did any one of you have to go to school to learn these things? You know, let's send our children to school so they can learn how to eat, drink, and sleep. You don't need that, right? There's no need for learning, there's no need for a course, nothing. You start eating, and you enjoy it. You start sleeping, and you enjoy sleep. How many of us don't enjoy sleep? We all enjoy sleep, right? And, you know, we take pleasure from it. These are actual enjoyments, things that you can enjoy right now without learning, putting in an effort or anything. But there are some potential pleasures also that cannot be reached until you put in the effort for it, until you go for it and work hard for it. Let me just give some examples so you understand this. Simple examples that you would know, and then you can start thinking from there. You see, people like to watch sports, football. And I say football because it refers to both footballs. Right? Some like, you know, the other football they play across the pond, and some like the football here, but most of us like football, right? So what happens is, like, we love enjoying watching football. You know, we have favorite teams. You know, some people, you know, I mean, have, you know, different teams that they follow, and they love to watch those games. They love watching the World Cup. They do that. They get enjoyment out of it, right? You get enjoyment out of that. But here's the thing, right? Look at it. You are getting the enjoyment just watching. You didn't have to put in any effort. You don't have to put in any effort. You just turned on the TV, got some popcorn or chips or, I don't know, whatever you want to eat, and then you started watching the game and having fun. But tell me, would it be more pleasurable to actually play in that game? If you are having fun, then the people who are on the field actually playing the game. You see, what if you were actually playing in the World Cup? What if you were playing for Barcelona? I mean, imagine that. And don't tell me, no, I like to watch it from the thing, right? Listen, every kid who watches football, right after the game, they go out and start playing it with the hope and dream that they will one day play for their favorite team. And they imagine crowds applauding them, and they imagine all of that. They have these dreams in them. So if this was the pleasure that was high for you, that was ultimate for you, why are you dreaming about that? So my friends, there is something that you enjoy right now, and there's something that is potentially inside of you and hidden in you, a pleasure that you can reach with effort. But the only way to reach there, I mean, you can't reach there sitting on a sofa. If you want to play for a football team, you can't reach there by dreaming about it. You have to put in some effort, not just some. You have to put in a lot of effort to get there, to become a part of an actual football team, to play at that level where you're playing in front of crowds in stadiums and being applauded. That requires hard work. Everything is like this. Now, for example, now let me give an example like this. You, for example, are working at an entry-level job as a clerk somewhere. It's enjoyable because every Friday it's enjoyable when you get your paycheck, right? You see that paycheck and say, well, it was worth it, right? But now imagine this. Hey, you can be a clerk all your life, but is that what you dream of, or do you want to be the CEO of the company or the manager of the company, where instead of earning $500 a week, you'll be earning $50,000 a week? Now, which one will be more pleasurable? The 5,000 paycheck or the 50,000 paycheck? I mean, you see, imagine that. Wow. Imagine what you can do with that if that was the case. But you know what? In order to become, right now you're a clerk. You are working at an entry-level job, so you're happy. But imagine the pleasure you get out of getting that hefty paycheck with that job. But that doesn't come by sitting down. You need to put in effort for it. You need to reach there, right? You can't just get there just automatically. Nothing happens like that unless you are, Donald Trump and your dad gives you a hefty check, right? To start off with. But none of us have dads like that. Well, some of you might, but you know what? The fact is that, you know what? Really, rarely people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. If you want to get up there to that level, to get that hefty paycheck and to get that pleasure of seeing that much money in your account, you need to work for it. Isn't that natural? Isn't that the way it is? Isn't that the system? My friends, everything is like that. If there's an initial pleasure that Allah gave everyone so that you can enjoy. But then there's a potential pleasure that He gave you. And the difference between the initial pleasure and the potential pleasure is that the potential pleasure is more gratifying and more satisfying than the initial pleasure. That's it. If you understood that, now Allah is saying, how does Islam work? How does life work over here? Allah gives you the initial pleasure so that you can start enjoying and having fun. And then He makes you dream of potential pleasures that you can reach, that you can attain. And then if you want to attain that, the only thing is that it comes with effort and work. A lot of work. It doesn't come to you easy. Now here, if you understood these two things, here people reach a predicament that is laughable. It is a joke. Truly, it's a joke. If you know that eating is good, drinking is good, and halal drinks, right? Or, for example, sleeping is good. Now, imagine this, that's just initial. If you like watching football, now that's good. You are enjoying that, and enjoy it. But then do you dream of making it to the pros, making it big? Really, I mean, you're walking around, and you know what? Everyone who goes to the gym, starts out at the gym, they all dream of turning their 1-pack into a 6-pack. Right now it's a 1-pack. Right? But why are you going to the gym for? So that you can make it a 6-pack, right? You're not going there to make this 1-pack bigger. It doesn't work like that. Everyone has a dream to get better, to reach that, because once you have that 6-pack, imagine the pleasure that you will have of looking at yourself and saying, wow, now I'm so healthy, now I'm so energetic, now I have so much strength. You see, that is always, but it requires work and effort. The predicament people reach is this, my friends, and understand it very carefully and look at your lives in it. Why is it that people who are enjoying these initial pleasures never work and never try to reach the potential pleasures that are hidden inside of them? Why? And the reason it's laughable is only because there's only one answer for it, and only because they are lazy. Don't you want it? Do you want Jannat? First you want it, right? Do you want Jannat? Yes? Then you know what? Okay, it's not available to you right now. What's available to you right now is what you have right now. But in order to get that, Allah is saying, all right, just like every potential pleasure, you have to put in some work. That's not attainable automatically. That is attainable through hard work and effort. Why aren't you doing it? My friends, people are just lazy. And who makes us lazy? Hazrat Shaitan. Yes. He comes to us respectfully. As a sincere friend, he comes to us and says, hey, listen, what are you trying to do? What are you putting in the effort for? Enjoy your sofa. Look at those chips. Guacamole. It's healthy also. Enjoy the chips. Just sit over here and watch the game. You're not going to play that game. Just enjoy it. You know what he does? He engages us so much into these initial pleasures that we forget that there's a whole world of potential pleasures that we have. That's what he does with us. He comes to us and engages us and says, just enjoy this. Just be happy with this. Don't worry about all that. It may happen, may not. Just happy with this, just here. And we indulge so much into these initial things which are enjoyable, but not as enjoyable as those things. My friends, these are initial things. Potential pleasures. You know what that is? That is when a person stands before Allah and remembers Him, and cries. You see, that is something that you can't reach right now. That's not attainable. The only time you feel that is when you're unemployed and can't pay your bills. Or you're looking for a wife. Whenever you have a problem, then everyone cries before Allah. But why is it that when everything is happy and all right and we're enjoying, we can't stand before there? You see, that requires some effort to reach there. Imam Ali had more enjoyment in praying than in any other thing. When Imam Ali used to pray, when he used to pray, he will not leave prayer. And I'm just talking about Imam Ali, all of Ahlul Bayt. Just give an example for Imam Ali because you can relate. When Imam Ali used to pray, you have to pry him from the prayer mat to get out of there. He doesn't want to leave there. He feels a pleasure that he doesn't feel in anything else, not in eating or sleeping or any other thing. So you know what that means? Anyone, I've never seen a person in history of mankind who felt that pleasure and sacrificed that pleasure for this pleasure. But I have seen so many people who went from this pleasure to feeling that pleasure. Now tell me, the question is this: are we happy with the pleasures that we have right now, or do we want to feel a fraction of what Imam Ali felt? I'm not saying everything, a fraction of that. So here is where the crossroads where we have come to, my friends, the intersection where we have come to. The question again, and I raise this again, and when I get the answer, we'll go forward. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up right now, and that's it. Right? Because there's nothing ahead of this. The only way we go ahead is if the answer is correct. If you give me the right answer. If you don't give me the right answer, it means that, okay, we end here, and I'll start another topic. The issue is this: are you happy with the pleasures that you are experiencing right now in life, or are you willing to make the effort and go and attain those pleasures that the Anbiya and the Awliya have felt? What do you want in your life? That is the question. What do you want? I'm going to give you time to think about it. It's something serious about your own life, and I want you to decide for yourself. Don't give me an answer so I can go on speaking. All right? I want you to really think about it, because after this, the speeches are going to change, not about enjoyment, but about enjoying and how to enjoy and how to reach that pleasure which is better than what we are feeling right now. That is the question. So, if you want to go higher, and if you want to learn how to get there, because that's what I'm going to show you, how to get there, and what you need to do in order to get there. That's what we are going to talk about in the future. So, if you are ready to feel those pleasures, I am warning you right now, it's not going to be easy. Until now, I'm sure you enjoyed the message. Sure, he said, yes, that's the Maulana we want. Right? That's the Maulana we want, right? Now I brought you to this crossroad. I said, all right, that's great. Allah did not want you to stay away from sleeping and from eating and from drinking. Allah says, Kulu washrabu. Eat and drink. Enjoy, travel, journey, do all these things. Allah wants you to do that. But for what? So that not because this is the goal for you, because this is the appetizer to the actual main entree, which is coming. If you're happy with Caesar salad and don't want to go to the steak part of the menu, just tell me right now and we stop right here. But if you want to taste the steaks, right, and if you want to go forward and actually eat protein, then we'll go forward. So what do you say? If you want to go forward or not, give me an answer. Yes or no? Steak? Steak? Yes?
I was going to say that one of the things, the common feeling is that where are we and where are the Ahlul Bayt, you know?
Well, I mean, we're trying to get there, right?
People get so intimidated.
Yeah, don't worry about the intimidation, right? Let's start at the first step, right? Okay, you know, I mean, really, let me put it this way. You know, I gave the ayat in Jummah today, right? So I just want to say that ayat and then answer to this so that his question is valid. Ahlul Bayt are there, we are here, how in the world are we going to get there, right? That's true, very true. Allah says, وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ يُدْرِكُهُ الْمَوْتِ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. He says, anyone who leaves their home in search of Allah and the Messenger, in order to get to Rasulullah, and in that journey, he dies in the middle, he doesn't complete the journey, Allah says, then I will complete their journey for them. So don't worry about the ending, worry about the beginning. Right? And hence, you don't want to know the 99th step. You just want to know the first step. What is the first step of reaching there? That's what we want to know. Right? Don't worry about the ending. That's very hard, and I know it's very hard. It's very intimidating also. And what the heck am I going to do there? I feel worried right now eating food. Right? I have problems. You know, I can't even enjoy my food. So the issue is that, listen, don't worry about that. Worry about the beginning. What is the first step? Does anyone even know what the first step is to get towards Ahlul Bayt, to go towards those potential pleasures? First, we need to know the first step, and then we'll go forward from there. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Right, so I still didn't get an answer. Yes or no? Steaks or salad? Steaks? Everyone wants steaks? But what? You want mashed potatoes with it?
For us to believe in steak,
Huh.
right? We need to believe in the divine message, and we need to believe what Allah said, that there are potential.
No, you don't have to do that, really. Don't even go over there, right? Listen, I am talking from nature. I'm talking from your own nature. Don't think about, I want Allah and Rasul. Listen, I'm not taking you to Allah and Rasulullah right now, really. I'm taking you to play for Barcelona, right? Or the Eagles, or something like that, right? I'm just taking you there. The issue is that you know that there are potential pleasures that you can feel. I feel pleasure doing these things. I know there's something better out there. I know that there's something better out there that I need to put effort for. If I want to become a manager, I need to go to college and take courses for MBA and get there. I can't just sit here and expect the job is going to land on my lap. I need to reach that chair. I need to reach that position. There's effort there. The issue is that there are potential pleasures that we all know of. And there's one way of reaching it. And that's what I want to tell you that, right? How do you reach those pleasures? And yes, we are more specifically going to talk about spiritual pleasures, happiness and enjoyment. That's what we want to talk about. How can I reach that? So if we are ready for that, let's send a loud salawat. Okay, you know, since we ran out of time, right, we'll have to do it next time, right? But just let me introduce the subject to you, right? Yeah, inshallah. The first step itself is going to be a little bit harassing, you know, because really, you know, the good things come with some bitter experiences, and hence that is the case. Just let me say this one thing, right? And that's what we'll end with today, right? I'll add one thing as a, you can say, something on the side. I'll give you the mashed potatoes, right? To make the taste, you know, steaks taste better, right? Today. We'll get to the steak next time, because then I'll be opening a whole different subject. It'll take a lot more time. We have already, and I've been already on this for about 35 minutes. So let me get back to something that will help us. And how do we reach there? I'm going to tell you one thing, right? There's one answer for it that's going to help us all the way. And I want you to think about this, right? Again, I'm just giving this as a side thing. That subject requires a whole series of speeches and understanding. The subject that I'm about to raise, right? But that's not the steak part, really. It's not the steak part. I'm just giving to you because we lack time, and I want to just give you that subject right now so you understand this, and it will enrich your understanding of what we are talking about right now. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. All right, my friends, let me read a hadith from Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. This is Imam who's speaking, and in dua that he has said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, Ahbibni wa habbib ila ma tuhibbu min al-qawli wal amal hatta adkhula fihi bilazzatin. Wa akhraja minhu bin nishat. Read this and understand what he's saying. He says that Allah, in short, I'm saying this, Allah, make me love those things that you want me to do and speak. Make me love them, and that will help me to enter it, make me do it with lazzat, with pleasure. Imam is saying, I want pleasure in doing it. I want to feel pleasure in doing it. I don't want to just pray because it's a burden and it's wajib that I want to get rid of. I want to feel the lazzat in it. If I stay away from haram, I don't want to just do it just because you are telling me to do it. I want to feel the pleasure in it. Imam Sajjad is asking Allah for pleasure. Give me pleasure in this. Make me feel the pleasure. Friends, really, we should not become more muttaqi than Imam Sajjad. When I ask people about lazzat, they're like, astaghfirullah, we're not about all those things. Those are for cheap people. I said, don't become more muttaqi than Imam Sajjad. Imam Sajjad is saying, listen, Allah, let me have fun doing it. Really, I want to have fun doing this. Whatever you tell me to do, let me really do it with so much fun. Make me enter with so much pleasure that I enjoy what I'm doing. And this comes where? He gave one answer to that. This comes through love. Through love. Now friends, the one thing that is going to help you throughout this journey is love. It is love. It is muhabbat. One thing that's going to help you throughout this journey. And if you do not have it, then you will never feel the pleasure of prayer. You will never feel the pleasure of ibadat. You will never feel the pleasure of staying away from haram. It will all seem like some rituals for you. Everything and every pleasure is enhanced by love. When you love something, then you see everything becomes better. Imam is saying, make me feel that love in order that I can enjoy what you are asking me to do. Give me that love that I want to really enjoy. It comes through love, my friends. This is a very interesting subject of love. And I said, this is not the steak, this is the mashed potatoes part, really. I think of it as a side thing that's going along with everything, with the salad and the steak, it goes along. Love is like that. It enhances every feeling that we have. When a person is in love, truly, then he will start to feel pleasures from things that he doesn't like. You know what happens when you are in love? You start to eat the foods you don't like and actually start enjoying them. You even start wearing red shirts. Like, what are you wearing a red shirt for? It just happens. It makes you do things that you don't like, and it makes you enjoy things more. It makes you enjoy more what you already like. Love has two effects in a person. It makes you enjoy things that you don't like, and it makes you enjoy more things that you like. So when you like something, you will enjoy it more if you are in love. When you don't like something, it will make you enjoy it. And hence your life becomes more positive when you are in love. In fact, when a person is before love and after love, you'll see this. Before love, every scandal used to be very big. You hear any ghibat about anyone, it used to be a major thing. After love, he says, come on, don't talk about that. Don't even worry about that. I'm not interested. What's wrong with you? Love. That's what's wrong with him. You know, he fell in love. You see, love changes that. For example, I went to the grocery store, in fact it was yesterday, right? Not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I went to the grocery store. It's Valentine's Day and there's roses outside there and all these things. And imagining, you buy a rose, right? And I'll not tell you if I bought it or not, right? But if you buy a rose for yourself, let's say, you don't have anyone to give it to. Let's say you bought it for yourself. The rose is there. You put it in water and that's it. Do you get any special feeling out of the rose for the rose? Nothing, right? It's just there. It's a rose. I spent $2 on it. That's all you look at. But what if that rose was given by someone special? Someone that you love. That person gave you that rose. Now would that rose be the $2? Or will it be worth more than that? See, understand this. When you are in love, you will see that that thing that you get is so much more pleasurable. And that's the thing that happens in love. Again, as I said, I'm not going to explain all love, this and that. We're already way past the time I want to get to the ending and conclusion, right? But what love is, my friends, I'm just giving you an initial idea of what it is. What love does to you is really, it makes the things that are hard easy. It makes the things that are cumbersome seem beautiful. In fact, we like doing it when you are in love. That's why when you don't have love, then wajibat and shari'at is cumbersome. But when there's love, then you just enjoy it. You actually enjoy it. Why? Because it's, you are getting it. When you know who's giving it to you, someone who's special, someone who loves you, then you know what? It's a whole different feeling. It's like getting the rose from someone you love. It's a whole different feeling. If we don't feel like that regarding the Shariat, regarding the laws of Allah, then it means that this is the element that we lack. This is the element that we lack. We are not feeling the pleasure of it. Love will enhance that pleasure. Truly falling in love. This is something else. And this is not even the first step. I'm just giving you a side thing right now today. That's it. I said, I changed my speech so that I know the time went above, and we'll go for that. Something special. When Allah gives you something, it's like someone who truly loves you is giving something that you care so much about, and no one loves you more than Allah. Really. You talk about mother and the love that a mother has, and yes, mother loves you. Everyone else thinks you're ugly. Mother thinks you are the most handsomest kid in the world. It's love. She loves you, and hence even the ugliness that we have is looking good for her. My friends, if that is a mother, Allah is much more than that. We are ugly, but Allah looks at us, He sees something different in us. He sees something different in us. And if we can just imagine that, then we will feel that Allah, when you are giving me something, really, I should be honored to take it. I should be falling in love to take it. I should be like that. I'll give one example and that's it for today. In Karbala, Imam Hussein asked everyone to leave. He says, you don't need to be here. You don't need to get killed. You have no obligation towards me. I disavow you, meaning I take the obligation away from you. I take this bay'at away. Go ahead, leave. He said that, right? For everyone, he said, leave. Even the people who are special to him, even his own flag bearer, Abul Fadl Abbas, he told Abbas, Abbas, you leave also. You leave. These people are after me, let them come and get me. Leave, you can take my children also. Now obviously, they're not going to leave him like that. And we know that they never left him. But Imam Hussein was asking everyone to leave. You know, he was asking everyone to leave. But there's one person, Imam Hussein asked that person to stay. One person, Imam Hussein said, you stay. Now imagine that person when, for example, if there's a general and he's asking everyone to leave, but you stay with me. Imagine how you would feel if you were that person. Wow, me? Muhammad is asking me to stay here. You know, you would feel that pleasure, right? And out of all these people, Imam Hussein asked me to stay here. Imagine that. Of all the people, he told everyone to leave, but he told one person to stay, and that was Zainab Kubra. He told Zainab, Zainab, you stay with me. I need you. Imagine that. And I want you to see this, right? You know what that meant, right? Imam Hussein is putting a burden on Zainab. He's putting an obligation on Zainab. Zainab knows what that means. Zainab knows that that means becoming a hostage and a prisoner. Zainab knows that means that her hands are going to be tied in ropes. Zainab knows the meaning of this burden. But when Imam Hussein told her, Zainab, you stay with me, Zainab felt so much pleasure that Hussein has asked me to stay, that you see, she never cried after that. She was smiling. She's saying, Hussein asked me to stay here. Hussein asked me to do this. My friends, there is a pleasure when you know that someone who's loving you is giving you a command. There's a pleasure with that. Now your hearts are ready. Now I want to take you to Medina. And I want to take you to the house of Zahra. And I want you to take you to Zahra herself. You know, Fatima, it wasn't long that Ghadir had happened, that Rasulullah came to Ghadir, and he held the hand of Ali, and he told everyone to make bay'at to Ali and make commitment to Ali. It wasn't long ago that happened. Few months ago that this has happened. And Fatima, you remember it, don't you? Fatima, you remember that this happened few months ago, that Rasulullah made everyone make a commitment to Ali that you will stand with Ali, you will not leave Ali alone, that you will be with him. Fatima, you were there also, and you also made that commitment. But you know what? It wasn't long that these people broke that commitment. But I want you to see Fatima. Fatima is saying that commitment was given by Rasulullah for my Imam and for me to be with my Imam. Everyone can leave Ali, but I will not leave Ali. I will stand with him. I will go through every problem with him, and I will bear every difficulty and suffering that comes my way. In fact, Fatima faced so much. Fatima faced so many difficulties. In her own words, she said, Subbat alayya masa'ibun law subbat alal ayyam lasirna layaliya. If the masa'ib that fell, the suffering that fell on me, if it fell on the day would turn into night. That is how much I faced. But Fatima, you went through that. It was hard. You know, when Fatima was pulled into the court where she had to go in the public and she had to stand there before the people, and she had to be, she was being accused of being a liar. Those who have read what happened in that court would recognize, I can't even say it from the mimbar. It is too hard. I can't even say it in person. You have to read it yourself to know what Fatima was accused of. In public, she was being accused of being a liar. And the other thing, I can't even mention what she was being accused of. She stood there and took that from the people. And when they didn't listen, Fatima used to go and knock at the houses of people, on the doors of people. She was knocking on the doors of people so that they can answer. And you know how the people will treat her? They treated her like a stranger. They didn't even answer the door. She would just knock and say, I know you're inside there. Why aren't you opening the door for me? Imagine if Fatima came to your door and rang your doorbell. Wouldn't you feel so happy that she's here? These people refused to open the door for her. Can you imagine what Fatima is going through? And then on top of that, when she is going through all of that and she sees the Messiah, there's one question I have for Fatima. One question I want to ask for Hazrat Zahra, just one question. I said, Fatima, you were brought to the court. Why did you go to the court? Her answer would be, for my Imam, for Ali. My friends, I want you to see this, and I want you to see it in this way. When she was lying in her deathbed, and Ali came to her, and he was talking with Fatima, there's a point that came where Fatima asked Imam Ali a question and said, Ali, are you razi with me? Are you happy with me? Fatima, you are seeking Ali's happiness, you are seeking his agreement. You were brought through this, you were taken through these difficulties for Ali. Don't you know it's for the sake of Ali that these masa'ib came on you? Fatima went through that. She never left Ali. But you know, when she asked Imam Ali that question, it broke his heart. It broke his heart and said, no, Fatima, your Imam is asking now, are you happy with me? Are you happy with me? He asked Fatima. Fatima said, Ali, cry for me, Ali. No one else is going to cry. Ali, cry for me. Cry for the yatim, Ali. My children are going to be yatim. Cry for them. And Ali, especially cry for Hussein. Take care of Hussein. When that time came, when the last moments came, Fatima, when the last moments came and she died, she was lying there. Ali prepared her, got her ready. After giving the ghusl and the kafan, Ali brought her to the room. Last things, and you give your condolences. When Ali brought her to the room and he laid her down there. Now he said to the children, Hassan, Hussein, Zainab, Kulsum, come here and bid farewell to your mother. Bid farewell to your mother. Hassan came, started crying on one side. Zainab came, Kulsum came. They all were crying. Ali turned around and saw that Hussein is standing on the side. Hussein is standing alone on the side. He said, Hussein, what happened? Don't you want to wish farewell to your mother? Hussein said that my mother is like Maryam was to Isa. Maryam called to Isa, I want my mother to call me. Hussein jumped on the chest of Fatima. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. يا محمود بحق محمد، يا علاء بحق علي، يا فاطر السماوات بحق فاطمة، يا محسن بحق Hassan, يا قديم الإحسان بحق Hussein. Allah, give us the tawfiq to be on the right path, the wisdom to understand your guidance. Allah, increase the love of Ahlul Bayt in our hearts and the hearts of our children. Allah, make our feet firm on the path of Islam. Allah, give us the strength in our hands to hold up the flag of Islam. Oh Allah, wherever we are, whatever obligation we have, we ask you that you give us the ability to carry that obligation. Allah, we ask you to hasten the reappearance of our Imam and to make us his helper when he comes. Wa akhir ad-da'wan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.